Hey, it's your girl Malaika Sia. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you have not yet liked, shared, subscribed, or hit that notification bell, go ahead and do so. Now, without any further ado, today we are getting on a train. Yep, not just any train, but the Overland. Yep. And we'll be traveling from Adelaide, South Australia, to Melbourne in Victoria, while passing all these 8 stops in between. All aboard the Overland. Exactly at 7:45 in the morning, the train started its 11-hour trip to Melbourne. Let's look around. Since I paid 165 Australian dollars, I get the red standard. And this is inside my carriage for the next 10-ish hours. We were barely 10 passengers. As most of my trips, I got favored with the seat with the most legroom. I would stretch for days on end without my feet touching the next seat in front. Let's stop for a minute and look how spacious this toilet is. Before getting on this passenger train, I was only used to commuter trains. This is amazing. Let's go see what other carriages in the train have to offer. We are now entering the cafe carriage, where meals and beverages are available for purchase. Since my ticket was for the red standard, I was not allowed to enter into red premium carriage, but here's a photo from the website with 1 and 2 seat configurations. As I had never been on a passenger train before, I called the service provider to plan well in advance for my trip. I inquired about bringing food for the journey, what to expect along the journey, the temperature in the carriage, because I did not want to be caught by surprise like the first time I flew on a plane, about weight limit. Again, I once paid a bit over 2,000 USD for excess luggage, which was a nightmare. In all of these 8 stops that we'll be seeing, passengers disembark and embark. We come to our first stop of the journey, which is the Maori Bridge, deriving its name from the Maori River. Remember how I told you I called the operator with inquiries? Well, about food, I was told that I could bring, which got me so excited and asked if I could bring pork ribs, of which it was a no. I was advised that I could bring foods which aren't too smelly and discomforting to my fellow passengers, such as snacks, sandwiches and pasties. Which brings me to my morning tea. We now come to Border Town, and just as the name suggests, it's located in the state's east near the state border that is between South Australia and Victoria. As it was a bit past noon, I went to the cafe to grab me Moroccan chicken curry, which costed $16. We now come to Neil, which is between Adelaide and Melbourne. The conductor told us to move our watches forward by half hour to match the Melbourne time. Let's take a minute and look at the level of services that the Overland has to offer. So if you opt for the red service, which is the one I went with, you'll be paying 164 AUD. This will give you comfortable reclining seat in a 2x2 configuration, access to the licensed cafe carriage, where meals and beverages are available for purchase, and luggage allowance of a maximum of 40 kilos. But if you choose to go with the red premium, you'll be paying 269 Australian dollars, which is inclusive of breakfast, lunch and afternoon tea, 36 seats per carriage as opposed to 60 in the red standard, in-seat dining and trolley service, luggage allowance of maximum of up to 40 kilos plus 10 kilo carry-on. Dimbula is our next stop, which is just about halfway point between Adelaide and Melbourne. Railway staff are based here, and this is where our engine man who brought us from Adelaide retires for the day, and the fresh one finishes the journey. But our conductor and onboard staff stay with us the entire journey. And we are now well and truly in Victoria as we enter Horsham. Or should I call it Horsham? Can someone share with us in the comment section what these two machinery are for? They look like they've got something to do with the railway, but what exactly? We now arrive in stall. These men seated out here did remind me of back home in Tanzania. They were so welcoming and waving to passengers. They looked like they were just making stories while smoking and killing time after a day's hard work. A bit about the Overland Train. It resembles an emu. It predominantly travels between Adelaide and Melbourne, with track length of 828 kilometers. Its average length is 189 meters. It weighs 322 tons and it takes 10.5 hours to reach its destination. Which you may be wondering why. This is because of its speed of an average of 90 kilometers per hour. We are now slowing down to enter Ararat, and as you can tell by the shyness of the sun, evening is approaching and passengers are still getting off and on. Do you see that other train across? It is a V line, which is also a passenger train, but a regional one within Victoria. That means it doesn't go interstate. Let's take a quick look of other rail journeys here in Australia. First off is the GAN. Regarded as one of the world's greatest rail journeys, it travels between Adelaide, South Australia and Darwin, Northern Territory, taking 2 nights. Ticket varies from 2,635 to 9,405 Australian dollars. Then it's the Indian Pacific, which takes 3 nights to travel between Perth, Western Australia and Sydney, New South Wales. Ticket varies between 2,345 to 10,685 Australian dollars. Last but not least is the Great Southern, which takes 2 nights and travels between Adelaide, South Australia to Brisbane, Queensland. And again, ticket range between 2,245 and 8,505 Australian dollars. Here comes our last but one stop, Geelong, home of the Geelong Cats. For those footy lovers, we are on the same page. Victoria's largest city behind Melbourne. We made 2 stops, one at North Shore Platform 3 and North Shore Platform 2. At this point, the sun was truly on its way west, and so was my body, exhausted. One can tell by just looking that Geelong is a big industrial manufacturing region. The moment I've been waiting for has finally arrived, this embarkation at Southern Cross Station. And what might look like the end of one journey is the beginning of the next, and this is to look for my hotel.
No. We will go. If your mom's there, we will.
Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so first time in Melbourne. I've got no clue where I'm headed. But guess what? I'm following everybody and anybody at this point. So this is Southern Cross. Yep, and this is platform 2B. And I just came out from train. And I need to get to somewhere. I need to get to King Street. But no worries, Google is here for me. Way out? Yep, way out. Should be alright. The journey continues. So I've gone through that. And let's see. Melbourne Peak. Let's see, Spencer Street. Yeah, I need to get to Spencer Street. So I am on the right train. So crossing. That's the train. Stella Maris. Come check you out tomorrow, maybe. I found it. Yep, this is our destination, I think. Oh, let's go check it out. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video and if the video was helpful to you, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And just a bit of housekeeping. So just in case if you're looking for that notification bell, you cannot see it. You know why? Because you are yet to subscribe. So go ahead and click on that subscribe button, alright? It's just a red button with subscribe on it. Immediately after you click that button, you will then see the notification bell. Alrighty. Now, do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section, sharing with me how your experience on the train was. Have you been on one? If not, do you look forward to? And do not forget to like, share, and of course, again, subscribe. Alrighty. Until next time, it is I, Malaika. See ya.